All right, good evening. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fool's Landing on our Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition campaign set in the Forgotten Realms. I will be the Dungeon Master this evening for Session 30. And with me tonight, we have 4 returning players and 1 new player. And I'll have everybody introduce themselves and your character going left to right on my screen, starting with Wayne. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Wayne. I'm playing Sahar. It's a 3rd level aquatic elf priest. I'm really enjoying this. Congratulations, by the way, on 30.
30 sessions, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next we have Tim. Good evening.
Tim, I'm playing Griff. He's a 3rd level ranger.
All
Humanish.
Right. Human-ish. All right, next is Kurza. Chris?
Hi, I'm playing Kurza, 4th level wizard, elven.
Perfect. And then we have Molly.
Hi, I'm Molly, and I'm playing a 4th level enemy gladiator.
Gladiator. Perfect. And then we have a new player joining the table today. Brandon, if you could say hello.
Hi everyone. I'm Brandon playing Nod Zosferatu. That is my character's name.
Yeah, that's going to take a minute for me to pick up. I think I'm going to go with Nod.
Nod is acceptable.
Nod.
Yeah.
Nod, yeah.
But I love it.
Do that
Could you
already.
repeat it? Could you repeat that?
Nod Zosferatu.
Okay.
Nosferatu. It's in his. Yeah.
It's very cool. Welcome. We're excited to have you join the party. We'll go ahead and do a quick check on where everybody is at again, just as a reminder for levels. Currently, we have Seharn is level 3, Kurza level 4, Griff level 3, and Amithra level 4. That's the current group that we know of. Our new character will be coming in at level 3, just like the last 2 did, so we'll pick that up here in just a moment. Does anybody want to take a crack at giving a recap of what happened last session, as we're now on the map and we can see where the group is at off of the boat?
Let Tim, the note taker, to it.
Figured that was coming. So yeah, beginning of last session, we had just finished the fight with the spirit of the dwarf that came out of the mist. We were walking around trying to go up to the upper decks, and we kept hearing moaning and crew, dead and wounded people all around, and a lot of people saying that some people fought spirit dwarves, some people fought spirit elves. We had fought a spirit dwarf. Aiden the mage kept muttering to himself, saying it's too much of a coincidence and it's his life's work and all this other stuff. Ran into the captain. He was shaken. He had no explanation. They did a burial at sea. 8 dead, 5 passengers, 3 crew, 6 human, 2 elves. No, didn't seem to be any pattern who got killed. The captain, after the burial at sea, cleared the deck, and then Baden went to Urza, and Bart said, I'll try to get try to
remove your curse.
He thinks the spirits, he was going to remove the curse. He thought the spirits are from Myth Nantar. and he thought that place could be entered on conditions are perfect and it's his life's work. And we asked Seharn, and he said he had heard of it as well. And it was this ancient place that was a city of elves and dwarves under the sea of stars. And something happened in ancient times that cut him off, cut off all access, and it was lost to history. But it's always been this big myth. Baden, we figured out that Baden was from Cormier. Kurza talked to him and mentioned Caddison, and Baden said he knew him and knew you guys, or knew of you guys, that party, the original party. Baden said, I'll remove the tattoo, or I'll try. And then Kurza said, all right, if you're going to remove Bart's, then I have one also. He started trying to remove the curse, what Kurza thought was a removed curse. And there was a sudden crack of thunder and bright flash, and a big violent storm suddenly appeared, and the boat started shaking violently. We all got thrown about, and Baden started to fall overboard. Bart and Kurza tried to grab him, but he fell overboard anyway. So Horn jumped in to go after him. Mithra ran for some ropes. Bart threw a rope in the water. Kurza secured the other end of Bart's rope to the deck. I ran to the rail. Griff ran to the rail to try to help anybody that grabbed onto the end of the rope and started throwing stuff overboard that floated. Seharn was able to locate and grab Baden. Mithra jumped in with a rope around her waist. They both grabbed him and we hauled him in. Storm was getting worse and worse. Baden told the captain to continue heading straight north, but the storm caught us and started surrounding the ship. Baden told us all to get ready, and if the captain can keep us afloat, it'd be a miracle. So he ran down below decks, and we were all going to sink. Urza kind of followed Baden down and asked him several questions about the Black Network, which is what the symbol was for. And Baden said that they wanted control for Thay, and they were fighting Cormier. How powerful the curse was, and then Baden said he said he only knew of one mage that was powerful enough to remove it, and he said he was trying to get back to Cormier with news of Mithnantar, and he gave Kurza a potion. Back on deck, Bart ran to the front of the ship, cast Bless, and he saw a tower off in the storm that looked kind of like what was in his vision from back when you guys first were crossing the sea back from the Trader's Isle to
Raven's Bluff.
The Raven's Bluff, yeah, to where Addison was. Nobody else could see it. And then Kurza came back out on deck after talking to Baden, and he could see it. Bart could see it. Griff ran back down to get Baden and say, hey, these guys can see the tower. And the ship was shaking and everything. Mithra went and talked to the ship's, what's her name, Sierra?
Oh, Sita.
Tina. You talked to her, freaked her out a little bit and said, are we sinking? And she was like, don't tell anybody, but prepare for the worst. We're all getting a lot of signals saying that this is going to be a miracle if we make it through this. Urza and Bart are looking at this place in the middle of this storm. We think there's a big whirlpool that's lowering the water in the middle enough to expose this tower and some rocks around it. So we made the decision as a party to abandon ship, get in our little dinghy that was attached to the back, and try to row for the tower. Bart had convinced a couple crew members to follow. Gregory and Mithra went back and got Gregory out of his cabin. So we have two crew members, Gregory and Baden, came with us. Jumped on the ship, rowed to where the tower was on the rocks, made it successfully, got to the tower. There was some kind of magical aura around the tower and some doors that seemed to be locked. Then Kurza walked up and just opened the door. So we figured it must have something to do with the tattoo. and then we noticed that the water was rising. And so we grabbed the boat, dragged it inside the tower, closed the doors, and noticed that the water wasn't coming in. Bart noticed that the inside of the tower didn't seem to be damp like it had been underwater. It just seemed old and musty inside. So there must be some kind of magical protection if it was in fact underwater. And then the last thing that we noted was that we heard music coming from upstairs inside this tower.
Yeah,
That's all I remember.
that's really good. Yeah, I think
That
that's
was-
a great summary.
Photographic memory. The only thing I wanted to add was, yeah, it was our mysterious priest first spotted tower. None of us could see it except for Kurza and him until we touched them. Yeah. I thought that was
Right.
I thought that was an
Sure.
interesting
Yeah,
wrinkle.
because we're all his art was going, it's right there, and everybody was like, "What is he talking about?"
Everybody
and then
looked.
we walked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody could see it, and then Baden grabbed him and said, "What are you talking about?" And then he saw it, and then we were all like, "It was like, touch me, you can see it."
Yeah. So you've made your way into this hallway. So
I had one additional thought for everybody too.
sure.
In that retelling, if this is caused, the ability for us to get here was a whirlpool, and if this storm, if it wasn't caused by the removed curse, it may or may not have been. It could be just coincidence. But perhaps the whirlpool appears every time this wall of fog shows up. In which case, if there's ships lost, maybe they just go down, get lost in the whirlpool, and never come back.
Aren't
So-
you Mr. Cheerful?
But the veil's
Well,
here constantly.
It's
right?
a veiled entry into this location for some
I
reason.
would say that you would likely know that the veil comes around every couple months. It's not a weekly occurrence. There's usually months between them.
Sure, but it's a recurring.
Mhm. Yeah.
So it could be the, I'll call it entry method to this location.
I'm also wondering on the tattoo. Sorry.
Yeah,
Tattoo
which
line.
is, I'm
Only-
wondering if the tattoo is given is not actually whether we can see it or but maybe the tattoo gives us a level of true seeing.
I'm thinking maybe you caused the whirlpool. But only
That's
people.
also a possibility, but I'm just throwing
Right.
an alternate possibility out.
Well-
I think it was the Black Network. They knew that we were tampering with the spell. I think so.
So it might be the trigger for it
That's
because
possible.
only the tattooed arms you could see it. You open the
Well,
door.
If the
Usually, like, he's
tattoo
the
gives me
Oh.
true seeing,
There's something ancient about the magic that is on your arm, according to Baden, and this is an ancient place that reeks of magic, if nothing else. So his thought is that there's some link there with the ancient magic. That's what you're gleaning from his thoughts so far, but he's pretty excited about what he's seen because, as Tim covered, he is infatuated with finding these ancient civilizations, and this sort of linking together was just too good to be true. And for the fact that he could leave the ship with a crew of people who would accompany him was bold. And I think right now everyone is made their way in. You see, obviously you're pretty wet, you're pretty soaked, you're starting to dry out a little bit as you came in, and the door closed behind you and the water level raised and it became fairly dark in here. There is some dim lighting. You can see somewhat around some corners. It's not so dark that you can't see right in front of you or anything like that. Most of you have some form of vision, but those of you who don't, the humans will need to produce some type of lighting in order to function. Who wants to take care of lighting? Who will be the torchbearer, I should say, so I can just mark that. I know that you can all see right now with your
Who's the
token.
human?
Gregory
Yeah, Gregor is probably gonna
or Gregor?
or light. I'm trying to see what I have. And
Does a
Heal?
Mithra have infravision or
had a-
anything like that?
no, I'm a human.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
so
thought we'd solved that as the very close of last
Oh yeah,
session.
torches. Yeah. Gregor
all right.
torch.
Let me
lighted
mark
for him.
him as your torchbearer.
I'm at 15 hit points, guys. I'm at health.
Not good. How are you feeling?
I
Hell?
haven't healed since I got beat up by that dwarf.
Didn't I give you a potion? Not write it down.
Yeah, I have a potion of healing on my character sheet, but
Oh, but maybe
I guess
someone
I can take it.
I can use a spell.
play better.
Saves potions, right?
I think that's what he was fishing for.
I think so too.
He found it with you. But
It's up to you.
He's our lone tank, so we should give him hit points.
I don't know if I'm the lone tank. That's pretty tanky.
Oh,
Yeah, we gotta work on tag team in it, right?
Ow.
Fighters, that'll be.
I gotta
Oh,
work
that's
on my
true.
devotion.
Mithra's a good tank
Yeah.
too,
true.
but I'm definitely the opposite. So
we
I'll
have
hide behind things
we have a good
and shoot
formation.
magic missiles occasionally.
The 2 tanks in front and the squishy in the back.
All right.
But
Yay.
I promise to pray
So-
harder this time, Tim.
All right. So we had just slept, and then we got attacked by
No.
that dwarf. So we spent everything. Do we need to rest
I think you're muted,
before
Tim.
we explore?
I hear
Oh,
Tim.
never mind.
You've made your
Um,
way in, and let me just give you a quick description here as well. The chamber itself has carvings. You see some styled carvings in the chamber that look ancient. All of you recognize them as being some ancient shapes and styles and patterns. The drip of water you can hear in this outer ring, that there's like a grate that covers the floor on the inside that helps to drain water. If there were water on this level, it would drain downward, interestingly. So you see in front of you where you've stashed your boat. And mind you, one thing I think that would occur to you right about now, along with Griff realizing his health was low, I think you would all realize at this point as well that you made an awful lot of noise coming into this place and trying to hurry and get your boat in here. So I think you would realize now that it's suddenly quiet, and as the water has raised and you're now in this echo chamber where everything seems to vibrate, just how loud you have been just to get to this point. You, I think, would see, I think you should both or all see that there are doors in this hallway where your boat is stashed. There's one on the western and eastern walls there, and of course
Are these stairs?
the corridor carries on this way. No, these are just part of the grates that lead down, that drain,
Oh, okay.
drain water away.
They look like
They do, yeah.
stairs.
I'm repurposing them.
Hello,
Sure.
is anybody home? Seems like you might have been expecting us.
Do we?
And if not, we're here anyway.
And all you've heard so far is the hum of something almost musical that seems to vibrate around you and encompass the whole tower itself.
That music.
I think Baden
Well-
would be drying himself off at this point, squeezing out the water from his robes and hair, kind of shaking it off and looking around, and may even look to all of you to say, which way?
I am perfectly comfortable soaking wet. In fact, this is good for my health. I won't dry out now
Mhm.
for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think
can
that,
start.
Seharn, your skin tone would actually change because you had been above water for so long that your skin had changed tone, and now that you've been hydrated
Been a
by the
little
sea,
pale. Yeah, I've been a little
Yeah.
pale.
Deeper blue?
look more like
A little-
yourself. Maybe
yeah,
from a
look-
grayish,
look.
more grayish to bluish kind of shift.
Silvery blue,
Mhm.
to silvery blue, let's say. Let's do that.
So, what would you like to
Do we
do?
want to go around the corner, the outer edge, or do we want to burst into the rooms or the doors?
I like the
Any
idea.
preferences?
I like the idea of turning the edges so that we comes up behind
Explore
us.
Around the
Yeah,
corner or the outside edge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess what's your formation going to be? I think Baden would be more comfortable in second. If there's someone else who's wants to walk in the front, he'll walk behind whoever.
All right. So after Seharn's 2 heals, I'm up at 19. I'm gonna go ahead and take this potion unless. Okay.
I can
Is
do
it
one more, sure, if you want, but then I'll have one reserve spell for.
Let me take the potion.
Stay in the
What
middle
is it,
somewhere.
1d8?
Yes, yeah,
1d8.
for per drought. So there's three drinks per potion.
There's 3 in it?
If you just do one drink, then you can get 1d8. If you do 2, you get 2d8 plus 1. And then if you do all 3, you get 3d8 plus 3.
Just gonna do 1. Alright.
Already more than my 2 spells gave you.
All right.
Alright. I'm at 24. I think I'm good. Can go with that. So
So it looks like you're going to head this direction. And
yeah,
I got,
and I'll have weapons out. Who's taking up the rear?
I'll be in the middle somewhere.
so these are your 2 pirate followers that came with you on the boat.
And we need Gregor too, right?
Gregor's in the front with a torch right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
is that
see.
what that is? Okay.
So put him right behind the 2 tanks for lighting, right? So you don't
Yeah, I
want
think
him
that'd
out
probably be
front.
better. We don't want him. We don't want him to be the point person. That could
He's
be
the-
bad for his.
I just want to be able to see what's good as it I can.
If you want,
I
Jump
can
in front of
see.
him.
Molly, you could
But-
put your token on his and move them at the same together if you'd like.
They need to be able to see
Yeah.
from the benefit from the torchlight, so you need to be close to them.
I think
but
that's fine. She can occupy the same space as Gregor.
Yeah, I'm happy to move him around, and Art's followers can protect Curza.
They'll be in the back. Okay. Makes sense. All right. If you'd like to lead the way around, as you would just move, you can move up this far if you'd like. And let me have everybody, once you move up, fall in line behind her in the hallway here. I'm going to have everybody make a wisdom check, please. Okay. Yes, I think that as you're getting over to this area, the sound of the music, as it were, to Amithra and Griff is starting to dampen, and now you're hearing the dripping of water a little bit, but then you also hear what's definitely sounds like movement up in the corridor ahead of you. It didn't sound like it was right around the corner, but it sounded like you heard something somewhere on this corridor that echoed. So right now you're thinking that what you heard was somewhere up in this direction. It's about that far around from where you think the movement was.
Didn't see where you pinged.
Let's see, right here.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
The rest of you, if you passed, you would get a sense of the same sound that you'd heard. The pirates that are following
Sahar,
behind
catch
you
up.
all. Yeah, Saharn's running up the back here. But anything anybody wants to do beyond continuing forward?
Have an arrow knot.
Listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assume weapons are
So-
drawn for most of you.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you can continue up, Molly, to where I'm pinging now, and I'll have you stop there. All right.
We don't have a thief like traps or anything.
You really don't have any stealth options either. So
You got a ranger. That's it.
Yeah, Griff's kind of stealthy.
Yeah.
Griff could be your scout if needed, but he's also human and would need some lighting.
I'm sure every footfall is going.
Yeah, you've not been stealthy up to this point really, and probably not trying to
You guys
be
want
so
me to
much
go
so.
ahead a little bit?
You'll need a torch. You'll need
I have 30-foot infra.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought you had
Oh, you do? Okay. Let's see. Let me make
an
sure your token is
inexplicable
right.
infravision.
Need much more than that.
I say
I
we
mean,
stick.
this.
I say we stick together.
There you go. It's
All right.
It should be set on your token correctly though. All right, let me just have you all move up Molly to right here, and then if everybody else can just line up behind Molly in order. Yeah, that's good. So just line up there. And then I'm going to have everybody, once again, roll another wisdom check, and this time including Brandon.
Whoa, look at that.
We're rocking it tonight.
Got another guy, but I can't
Jeez.
move him.
Get our low
Way
rolls
back.
out of the way.
Okay, I'll move him.
Because we
briefly.
don't want those later.
Okay.
Now when it's stabby time, we don't want that.
Look at that. Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so what's happened as you've moved your way around the corridor is there's another turn that you've made, and you hear a noise and sense that there's another creature ahead of you. And at that time, you spot what appears to be a shadowy figure standing down the corridor from you. And
All I see is black.
let's see. Oh, are you guys unable to see on this one? Let's see.
See all of us.
Yeah, I see all of us over.
I'm
like,
just seeing black. Do I need to roll a
Let's see. It shouldn't have.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
use one
lighting
in black.
on. I see what's going on. It should be now.
There
No,
we go.
there we go.
There we go.
Look at that handsome group.
There's the whole gang. I guess I'm missing Gregor. I've got the pirates in there, but I didn't.
Yeah.
We'll need a Gregor art at some point. But
Yeah, I'll find something.
this is where you guys have turned to the corner, and you've heard this figure ahead of you that seemed like maybe he was hiding for a moment, but then stopped trying to hide. Maybe he was curious about you as you were it. And at that point, Brandon, I'll let you decide how you'd like to interact.
I would definitely. I would see the fire coming. I'm assuming that coming down the
Yes.
hallway for them.
Yes, definitely.
Would hear us coming.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess at that point, I would also try to get into character per se. Should I do a disguise? Am I able to roll one of those to start?
Yes, you can definitely do it.
Sure.
Yes, so you can keep yourself very well disguised to the point that they're not able to see you very well, but they obviously know you're around. They've spotted you. They just don't know what you are yet, who you are.
Gotcha. I'll be in the shadows and I'll make myself known as, "Hoy, travelers. You've come to a far place. How'd you get here?"
By boat, of course.
Ah,
Who speaks? Who speaks?
I'm not.
Who are you? How did you get here?
That's a long story involving wizards and evil and magic.
We have a similar story then. Wizards, evil, and boats. Yeah, that pretty much describes it.
Come out of the shadows, friends. I see more clearly.
Let me.
Suspiciously.
I'll move your other token in there. Let's see. Where is it?
Ready to throw my tomahawk.
Yeah, I still have
Well,
my.
I guess what would be interesting is also the accent or the voice, the quality of the voice that you're hearing from him. He's speaking in common, I assume, right? So he's called out in common. But how would you describe Nod's voice, or what would be different or noticeable to them about
it would probably
his
be
speech?
very brutish and deep, if I had to say, just with what's going on with him.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he speaks, he would probably huff a bit. You would notice that he has distinct breaths. He also has, if he would step out of the shadows and let you see him a bit more, and he's wearing a long dark cloak, what's covering mostly what's visible. There's even a face cloth over his face, covering his face as well. You would see bits of scarred human muscle standing out beyond what was not hidden by the clothes. You see multiple belts and straps and tools all hanging off of these belts that are like attached to his torso and around himself with tools and potions, and you might see a hammer as well. Again, he would, for the most part, be in the shadows, just not really coming forward and talking, being too upfront.
I turned to Seharn and Kurza. I said, is there any way you can detect whether or not this person is evil, has evil intent toward us?
No, I'm just afraid he's injured.
Say that kind of under my breath.
I have nothing, my friend.
Not through magic.
And I'll whisper to Mithra, what do you think?
AJ, doesn't he? Come out and treat with us. We mean you no harm. Are you alone? Call it to him.
Yes, I'm alone.
And I unnotch my arrow, put it back in my quiver to show good faith.
Sure, that'll encourage me to take another step out, still just mostly near the shadows.
I think what you would notice at this point about him, those of you who are closest would notice that he's about human height right now, pretty hunched though, and thick looking figure.
Like a big guy.
Wide frame.
Would this be your home?
No, I come from the Sword Coast.
And Brandon, I've left you some, I guess it's knowledge and observations in your character folder as well that fills in a couple other blanks for you. I meant to mention that beforehand, but again, that's
okay.
your choice to decide what from that you want to share or not share, but that fills in a few gaps for you to help if you'd like.
I see.
I come from Rashomon, and we both come a long way. I don't see any reason for us to fight. I am a Mithra. What would be your name?
You may call me Nod.
Not Nod. Look at everybody.
Nod, I am Sahar of the Sea of the Fallen Stars.
A pleasure.
Urza, a wandering mage.
And with this, you'll see him be a little bit more skeptical with the mention of magic. Maybe even taking a step back. I've had bad experiences with wizards.
I understand.
And
as have I.
And
Bad
with that Baden being the most obvious looking magic user, will step forward and say, I know someone has probably done wrong to you with magic, my friend, but there are some of us who appeal to more honorable deeds, of which I am. Well, we need to know that we can trust you before we proceed. What is your purpose in this tower?
Yes. I have no true purpose in this tower. I actually wish to leave this tower. I've been stuck here for God knows how long.
Have you been banished? Or for what wrong do you repay that you would have ended up here, friend?
Again, alright. There was an evil wizard. His name is Vardos. Maybe let me just put it in chat so you can see it. Maybe I'm butchering the name. Vardos. And he captured me and brought me here and did terrible things. At this point, he's uncomfortable at this point, like having Vietnam flashbacks, remembering all the things that happened to him, and He's just revert back into the shadows and just be a little bit more quiet now.
So one thing that I'll fill in too here is that in your time here at the tower, you've never left this floor. So you do know your way around this level. You do realize the things that are on this level to some extent, but you haven't been here and delved into, you haven't been allowed to leave this level. So there is that, and I think your role has been keeping you on the perimeter for the most part as well. So you probably are out of touch with who's here and who was here last and that kind of thing. And those would be the kinds of questions that I think Baden is asking that would make you withdraw even more. So he'll sense that and stop asking, and out of frustration look around and say, where next?
But I think we're stuck here as well. As we entered through the door, the water was rising and the whirlpool was weakening. And now we seem to be very far underwater. We're all stuck here now.
We have business
So-
here, Nod, but we will leave eventually, and we're welcome to accompany us. Escape is your wish.
Maybe alone I couldn't get out of here, but maybe with all of us, we might stand a chance.
Hopefully we'll find a way out of here.
You don't
How
know
much
that
do you
you
know about this
uh,
place?
Yeah. What
Yeah,
secret
really.
of the tower do you know?
I've been in the tower for a while now. I know my way around this floor, this level.
It just
Where's that?
appeared to us out of the sea.
Where's that music coming?
He has no idea where the music's coming from. He doesn't know anything beyond the floor you're currently standing. And what he does know is that there are 4 main chambers on this floor. There is a garden, and these are places that he was shown once and hasn't returned to, even though he's in the tower. He's mostly wandering this perimeter. And there's a garden, what is known as a Beastforge, and an altar.
What does this mean by beast? Doesn't sound savory.
We can go see it if you'd like.
Yes.
We might as well take the tour.
I'll admit to curiosity, but I warn caution.
All right.
The Beast Forge sounds like rumors I have heard of mages crafting critters, mixing things, and that's not a wonderful thing.
Well, Seyharn looks a little bewildered, and because aquatic elves are basically peaceful creatures. So,
And Brandon, I'm setting you up with lighting, or your token, I should say now.
ooh,
So everyone should be back on the ground floor map right now.
Yep.
And I'm gonna add Brandon in so that he can see.
Ah,
Yes, such magic is where I come from.
And I'll move you up to the front here, Nod. Let's see, actually, I'm going to move everybody. If you come around to this top part here, I think that will help fill in your map. You can see some of the full shape. And what you're seeing is similar to where you drug your boat in. There's a corridor with 2 doors. And I think what you would notice about Nod is that he could give you a general idea of where things are, but he doesn't seem like he knows the place like the back of his hand, like you would expect for someone who's been here for a very long time. But he's able to tell you that one of these doors is the garden, and the other is a bedding area, like a bedroom.
how did you arrive here? Did they throw you in, or did they use some form of magic to just make you show up here?
It would have been magic. I was out delivering supplies. I worked for a blacksmith, and on my way to deliver them, I was captured.
How very odd. You must have seen something you weren't supposed to, maybe.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Arms, or are they covered by the cloak? I'm just curious if he has. I'm in character. I'm curious if he has the same tattoos as Urza, Bartholomew.
No, he would be for the most part covered. There might be bits and parts of flesh showing through here or there, but it wouldn't be like an abundant amount. He would be trying to essentially blend in with the shadows.
Out of character,
I,
one of you might consider showing him your tattoo. Just think, hey, you know anything of this? It's an idea. And then there's
Perhaps
stairs
in
behind
time.
us
I don't
going
want to
up.
make him too skittish yet.
He's not. He's,
Yeah, more wizards and evil magic.
yeah.
That's right.
yeah.
We got a set of stairs going upwards.
There's a set
Behind
of
us?
stairs. Yeah. So where you found him was near this set of stairs. He was walking by it, hiding in that area. But this corridor south is got 2 doors. There's stairs up, and then you've got the corridor down here. So you guys are free to move about here, and then just let me know what your next destination.
Yeah, is that blood on the map? Is that there? Is there like blood on the floor?
That's a good
Right.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is blood on the floor.
I-
Yeah, there is blood on the floor. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So yeah, I take note of that. Yeah.
Are
This is
either of
just-
the 2 doors open?
Which door do you want to check first?
Well, that tells me they're both closed.
Well,
Oh, they're closed. The doors are closed. Yeah, if you're gonna peek down the hallways, the doorways are
Well, not
closed.
sorry.
That was just my basic question, if they were open or not. Blood, critters, monsters, Monster Forge.
Blood, and I say, Nod, is it safe down here?
Exactly.
And Nod, you would think it's safe. You would think it's safe. I don't think you would think that there's an immediate threat.
There's nothing to be worried about around here.
all right. I'm
Oh.
gonna
My
Nothing
sword.
I'm worried about around here.
do 2 things. One, how fresh is the blood?
It is not fresh at all. It seems like it's dried on from a long time ago. It's dark. Very dark and
It says blood stains. Okay.
Mhm.
I asked Baden, is this part of any of the legends of Myth-Nantar? Is an entry point or anything about a tower or anything like that?
Yes, there are 3 towers. There should be 3 towers sit in the Sea of Fallen Stars that are similar to this one that were used to gain entry to Myth-Nantar. And I'm certain this is one. The more I step forth and the more I see, I don't know about our new friend, but I sense that there's something else here. And we need to be cautious, but I don't know what to expect behind any of these doors or ahead of us, because these myths and rumors are just that. We know not what happened to this civilization.
Is this rubble on the
I-
floor?
Yeah, there's some loose stone and stuff on the floor.
Is the ceiling missing stone?
Yeah, it looks like the walls and the ceiling have little bits out of them. There's nothing that's got a hole in it, but there's a lot of loose stuff that's shook off the wall. When you were looking at the tower from the outside, you could see that it had been pierced on the 2nd level. There was actually like
hole,
a
yeah.
big hole in the side of the tower caused by something, and so you think that whatever that might have been could have caused some of the structure to crumble down here as well. But it seems you don't have any dwarves in the group, but to your untrained eyes, it seems like nothing's got any holes or cracks that are eminently coming down.
I was gonna say, so I have underground survival. Would that help me determine whether or not this is structurally sound or if there's
Absolutely.
any danger?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to do that check, that's perfect.
In all the dwarven books that I've been reading, or the dwarven papers that I still have, Is there any mention or anything to do with this tower that I've run across?
Yeah, that's a great question. I know you've studied those quite a bit.
Yeah, I read them before I gave them away.
I think that
All right.
do you have like ancient elven or what non-weapon proficiencies does Curza have again?
Let's see. Efficiencies.
I'll say
Ancient Dwarven,
okay.
Ancient History.
There you go. So make an ancient history check with a +1. I'll fill in any blanks that you might have read about.
Okay.
Wow, okay. The books that you had read before when you were in the Sahagan layer, that there were all kinds of subjects. It was a lot of ancient elven history that was in there, and you would have read about and heard about this triangle, if you will, of these three towers that were once the portal into Myth Nantar. Kurza would certainly be able to verify some of the big chunks of this story from things that he's read, but again, just things you've read, nothing that you've had any discussion with anyone with or seen for yourself with your own two eyes until now. I think also some of the patterns and the carvings that are in the hallway would be very consistent with some of the timing of the books you had read and the era of the books that you had read. So there's some connection there that you would know about. And your understanding is that these towers you would have been able to enter these towers freely when they were built, but something changed and either moved the towers or moved the water level to change the entrance, and now the structure doesn't seem like it's occupied like you would have expected. You would have expected that there would have been aquatic elves probably throughout the tower waiting or on watch, and so far you've seen nothing of the sort.
I want to turn
So,
to. Sorry.
so when you said aquatic elves, you're talking about Saharn's people.
Yep. You would have expected to see. You would have thought that if this were an active port to Myth Nantar, that there would be elves here. Is what your thoughts are?
In addition to the dwarves.
Just in general, because it was known as mainly an elven settlement.
Where are the other two in relation to this one, roughly? Cardinal points.
It's at this point you would be having a pretty academic discussion with Baden about that.
Yeah.
And I don't think he would be fully confident in knowing where they were, but he has an idea that they're near the White Isles, and there's another one near the Pirate Isles, if his research is right. But he's not totally sure, because he didn't know that this one would be where you found it.
That's the beauty of lost ancient history.
Yeah, legendary maps and all.
Yeah. Not to mention things get moved around, I'm sure, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have tomahawk and short sword in hand, and I'm going to turn to Nod and say, we're brought here for some reason to this ancient place that we don't know much about, and we're all going to have to work together. In order to do that, we'll need to know more about you. We all know each other fairly well. We don't know you.
Sure.
Going
What
to
would
have
you like to
tell
know,
us
friend?
more, or reveal more. Who are you? What are you? Where have you come from? How did you get here? What do you know about this place?
I come from the Sword Coast. I used to be an apprentice to a blacksmith. He adopted me. He needed help in his smithy. And over time, I learned the trade. Like I said, at some point I was delivering some of his goods and I was captured by an evil wizard. I was brought here and cursed to guard this place for him. But again, I came here involuntarily, so I'm looking to get out.
You were cursed to guard this place?
Correct.
How
So you-
interesting.
You were just enslaved for no reason.
It wasn't
Do you know-
willingly. He was torturing me and testing different magics on me, and I only agreed to get out of the pain.
That's a terrible story.
Indeed.
I will pray for you.
Are you familiar with weapons use?
Yes, I am proficient with long swords.
Did they put any magical marks and tattoos upon you?
No tattoos. I was marked, but it's nothing too pretty.
Torture tattoos rather than inked.
Indeed.
What's in the door
I
to our
asked-
right down the hall?
Which so
It's the garden, and I forgot the
the
other
bedroom,
one that you.
the garden and the
bedroom.
bedroom, are these two.
What were you going to ask him?
I was going to ask, what do you know about the fire knives or what were the other?
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Same as all. Don't cross their path.
yeah, you just know them as being bandits and scoundrels and another one of many evil gangs in the realms.
Was the mage attached to any kind of an organization? Do you know?
I do not know that one. I do know his name of Varadis.
Barodis.
He was an evil wizard, and again, he did
Hmm.
nasty things to me. I wouldn't recommend meeting him again. If we do, I got something to show him.
What became of this Varadis?
I do not know. Again, he cursed me and tortured me and sent me here to guard this place. And I've only been searching ever since to get out.
Did he have any marks or tattoos? Did he wear any distinctive robes?
Just out of character, I don't know that one.
You would remember that he would have. There was nothing just certainly like iconic about what he wore, but he wasn't also like a Cormyrean or anything like that. So I think you would know that he dressed pretty normally for someone who would have been on the Sword Coast where you lived. So nothing,
Not a red wizard or
nothing like that. That's what I'm getting at. Is nothing.
Yeah. No, he was just, from what I could tell, just an independent wizard.
and the only things you know of this tower or this level.
I maybe a little bit hesitant when I say that, as in I might know more, but reluctant to reveal it.
I think
Have you
should
been
show
on any of
yourself.
the other floors?
I have. There
Hmm.
is definitely more to this tower that meets the eye.
Friends, looks like in the end, we're all here for something. I suggest we go
Indeed.
try a door.
I agree. Pick
I'd
a
like to take-
door.
I'd like
Any
to
door.
garden.
Okay, so
Yep.
Nod can indicate that the garden would be here. This door.
I
But
might
if
take a
it's
step
dark-
and point that way, yeah.
What is there? What's
What's
in the
in-
garden?
All he would know is it was a garden, or when he was shown the room. Again, I think now that he's filled in some of that story, he would have been brought here. He would have been tasked with securing the perimeter and keeping watch of the perimeter, and he would have only been shown these rooms initially just so that he knew what was where, and never asked to go in them ever again, and told not to, in fact, and not to leave the floor. Though he would have been very limited in what he was able to do.
No idea how long he's been doing this.
In his memory, it's been a lifetime.
Yeah.
In real terms, it's probably been a few years.
What was the year when you were captured?
Starting to wonder if he's under a keys or some hypnotic spell. He's never left this floor.
The next
Mhm.
question
What's
is,
that?
if you're supposed to protect the perimeter, why haven't you attacked us yet?
I said that I don't see eye to eye with this wizard. Again, I was forced under duress to protect this place, and again, I'm not really here to protect it. I want to leave this place. It's nothing but
Okay.
bad memories.
So far as you don't have any forced actions to be taken, you're under your own free will, so to speak, to an extent.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, and maybe you're making me start to second guess myself and looking down and checking myself.
What is the year that when you were captured, by the way?
Oop,
It would.
somebody closed the
it would've-
door.
It's all right. I meant to open it.
Good.
Is it open now? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, leave it open for now. I'm gonna pull you guys in there. I would say that to help with that part of this, it's been a few years. It's keeping track of time. If you can imagine the scenario that Nod has been through, would be pretty difficult. It'd be hard for him to say. He's gonna tell you it's been years and years. So you are able to open this door into. When it opens into what you can see here on the screen is several containers of different looking plants. And the room itself has some dim blue illumination to it. It has a wonderful odor when you open the door. It smells like you're in a forest. It's unusual of an odor, I'd say. It's not exactly like a forest that you've been in before, perhaps, for those of you from the land. But for Seharn, there's almost like a familiar smell to it that almost reminds you of your home underwater to an
Like
extent. So
coral and seaweed.
yeah, so if you
Right.
take a closer look at these,
I think that smell will impulsively drive me into the room. Yeah.
you exactly get in there and you start to see some plants that look similar to plants that you would have seen as a child. One of the plants that would stick out to you is called mender's weed, or it's also sometimes called the shipwright's vine, and it's an aquatic plant that's very similar to kelp, and it's pretty well sought after by different tradesmen and craftsmen because of its ability to be a component of the mending spell. And so you see some of that being grown in this room. What's interesting to you is it looks like the rest of this place looks like it's in pretty well disrepair. This room looks like it's together very well. The plants do seem overgrown. They don't look like they've been tended to very recently, but for the most part, everything is clean and you're able to walk around. It doesn't look like there's no blood stains in this room. Again, if you continue to inspect some of these plants, you're seeing some really interesting and different types of plants that you've not encountered before. Even for Seharn, there's some plants in here that he's not familiar with that seem like ones that would be underwater species. So there's a lot of different plants in here that you're able to smell and see at this point.
Also,
Can I identify anything? I rolled my herbalism before I asked, and I hit the button. But
Oh, okay.
is there anything that I can identify?
Yeah, there is a thorny bush in here, and it's actually called an arrowhead thorn because the thorns themselves are so large that you can use them as an arrowhead. That's one of the things you would
Anybody-
see.
Anybody? A Fletcher? No.
I don't think, does anyone have fletching as a
No,
non-weapon proficiency? Probably not. Okay.
not I.
Is this how you've been
Um,
eating,
I-
Todd? Where you get your food? Point into the. Been here for years, you say.
I would say no. I would say he's not eating from this source.
No, I had a few rations laying around and happened to find a few rats I might have been able to munch on.
Are there any? Does it look like any potion making that's going on here? Is there anything? Maybe we could scrounge up a free spell, guys, a free pot.
Let's have. I guess we'll have everybody do wisdom checks.
Or is this? Yeah.
Or if you have
Oh,
any
have
wisdom
herbalism.
based, yeah, go ahead and do another wisdom based background.
Another one? Okay. What? Herbalism's intelligence, but I have foraging also.
Oh,
Okay,
it's brewing.
yeah, do foraging. Foraging would be better because you're trying to
It's
see.
intelligence.
Yeah.
I've got brewing.
I
Any
also
good
have
ingredients for that?
underground survival. So yeah.
Okay. So let's see. I think that of the 10 plant types that you see in here, the arrowhead thorns, the mender's weed is both of those you think would have some value. If you're thinking more of looking for ones that would be a part of alchemy, there is also a flower called a virtus, and it's like a tear-shaped red spotted flower, and it is used for brewing a lot of different things, including potions. It's used for, let's see, double checking. There's a number of different things that it can be used as a base for potion making, and that's about all you would know at this point. Tea and different things like that. You can definitely make libations with it as well. The other one is called, you don't know what it's called, but it is almost like a moss. It's like a very thick, mossy substance, and I think that's where Griff would probably make the connection that this could be used as some type of salve or healing, potentially even for disease, to help with the effects of disease.
What's it called?
You don't know what the name is,
Just a moss?
but it's like a moss. You can just call it sea moss for your records if you'd like.
How much of each of these things? Is there a quantity of that we can gather?
There's a
And
abundance.
weed.
There's abundance in here,
Okay.
so you could really take quite a bit if you choose to. I mean, you can just mark it like in pounds. So if you want to take a pound of one plant or a pound of another plant, you certainly have that much here.
I'll take
My
enough to.
gaming question is how much does encumbrance matter in your game?
It'll matter, but I don't think you could carry enough plants to get yourself encumbered.
Oh yeah, we could.
It would take a lot to get me encumbered.
Yeah, I don't think you could. Now, if we're talking about metal objects, we'll get into encumbrance there. But I think in this case, you wouldn't have that limit.
Which one was the brewable, liquor brewable one?
That one is
Virtus
this.
flower.
What is it?
Virtus, VIR.
Putting it in the
yeah.
Oh, okay.
inventory.
Yeah. Couple pounds maybe.
Just
And
putting a couple pounds. Okay.
yeah.
We can spread it out.
I'll be back 1 second.
I've got a skill in brewing, so I might as well see if we can brew us some beer.
You know, that'd be all right.
It would always help because water goes bad.
I happen to have sweet water potions too.
Griff, you're not only the closest thing we have to a rogue scout, that's the closest thing well, wait, bard. It's the bard.
What was that?
We need the bard to come out. Let's go with the beer.
I've got the brewing skill. Maybe if we brew some beer for him, the we'll get the bard to come out and sing for us. You never know.
Yeah, we'll just get Griff drunk enough and convince him he's a bard.
There you go. That'd
The
work.
loot, let him go.
Griff doesn't
Mithra
drink.
can actually sing. I actually have the singing perfect.
Ah,
Yes.
Oh, there we go. All right.
So
Party on our first long rest after we overcome whatever deadly encounter Jamie has in mind for us.
wow, why? What are you talking about?
If we overcome, we could TPK.
I am gonna kind of make you dig into something right now along those lines and have all of you make
No.
a savings throw against breath.
I forgot what tab that was under.
It is
Gonna
under
fall asleep.
tracker, info tracker.
It is not under info track.
yeah.
Saving throw versus breath.
Yeah.
Joy. We've been
There's a 20 on this.
We've been poisoned.
I didn't go in the room. That matters. But I stayed out in the hall to keep an eye on Nod.
No, I think with the door being open and all of that air being welled up in there and being right there, you're getting similar effect. And so for those of you that failed, you start to feel disoriented, and you almost start to feel like you're almost forgetting the layout of the tower. You're confused about where you're at. Your bearings have been thrown off. You're very disoriented. You're not sure about how you got in this room now. You almost have to like look around to find the door again, or look around the hallway again to get your bearings.
This answers some of our questions about Nod being here so long. Why he never went anywhere.
Totally.
He never remembered coming in this room.
Well,
I will
right.
attempt
So,
to find the door.
Yeah, you can.
I recognize where it's coming from.
It just seems like one or more of the plants in this room are causing the air to really. Once you're getting full breaths of this air right now, it seems like it's a cocktail of effect that's happening to you, but you're not sure. So you're not sure exactly which plant, if it is one plant or more than one plant. But it seems like something in the room.
are we happy about, or are we?
Try to grab the guys that look like they're getting disoriented and try to get them out of the room.
I would
just take it out.
Yeah, I'm not. You're not frightened. I'll say that you're not frightened by it, but it's obviously disconcerting to lose your senses a little bit and to lose your sense of direction. I think that's what it almost feels like. You had someone closed your eyes and made you spin around and forget the last 15 minutes of what you've done, right? And have you open your eyes again, and so you're just now starting to come to terms with that. You can still function, you can still walk, you just don't know why you're going where you're going.
No, I think I'll allow Griff to lead me out of this room. That's the case.
Why, is there a door out of this room, Griff?
It looks like I finally found the stuff that's in the air. Now I kind of point to my face covering, and I'm like, it's why I keep it on. There's something strange about the air here.
Could have warned us, sharply.
Probably didn't remember.
That's true.
In fairness, that's true.
You know?
Cool.
So I'll let you guys
Why leave?
go ahead, and for those of you who were in the room, who are trying to leave the room, let's have you make dex checks at a -2 to see if you're able to get a grip here and get out of the room without something else. There you go. So Seharn, you're able to nimbly get through. I think Kurza, you're gonna need help from Griff getting out. So
I'm just looking at some of the plants and whatnot.
Yeah, he's looking a little bit wobbly, because there's so much going on it's almost overwhelming, and I think when you leave the room, Baden will slam the door behind you and say, "Let's stay out of there for now."
Are you
That's
going to end
cool.
up?
I got enough supplies, I think.
Yeah, so who's carrying all of that? Is that stuff that Griff has then? All the
Yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna assume I would have gathered it and put it in bags, and then we can distribute it if you guys want. But I put it in the treasure. I put a total of 5 pounds.
Yep.
So that was a pound for each of us. Again, I.
With the door closed, do we feel better? I'm just.
Yes, you do. You start to feel better. You start to feel better once the door is closed. And that odor leaves. You start to really feel more clear-headed, and you don't feel any more disoriented, or you actually are. Those of you who failed your checks are able to recover, gather your thoughts, and get your bearings back.
Mithra curses. I don't like this place. Can't fight. Fence. Hells.
Yeah, now I'm even more sympathetic to Nod's story than Mithra. I think. Do we even want to know what's in the other room, or should we just get off this floor?
Oh no!
Sure, you don't want to check out my bedroom?
Well, I don't know. I want to. While we remember how. Who knows? If we stay here long enough, we may end
Well,
up
there's
like
another
our
door
friend.
right over there.
Yeah, the bedroom. You sure you don't want to check it out?
Supposedly.
store?
All right. All right. My friend, if you insist.
This one?
Yep. Who's opening the doors? Just out of curiosity.
My friend who insisted. He's opening the door.
Who's that?
I'll open it.
Griff. Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay. The door opens, and inside, you can file in if you'd like, so you can all see on the map a little bit. You see a number of beds that seem to be abandoned, and you see some blood stains on the floor in the room as well. It looks like it was a sleeping quarters for probably the group of guards you would have expected that would have manned this tower during its heyday, and now it appears to be unused for who knows how long. It's completely bare at this point. There are some blood stains. Yeah, you do see the beds have been just moved a little bit. There are a couple of chests that sit by some of the beds as well, and there's a table in the middle of the room as well that's just been moved around.
Bloodstained.
Would you like me to take a look, friends?
Are you
Open it.
familiar with this place?
It's been a while. I remember it a bit, and
Are you able to? So are the chests open or closed?
Closed.
Have you ever opened any of these chests or searched through any of these beds or
No.
anything?
no, I have not. I've seen this place maybe once or twice.
That you remember.
That I remember. Would you like me to look again, see if I can spot anything with this special eye of mine?
Are you skilled in the ability to detect traps or open locks or chests?
I am.
Do you have the tools that you need to do that?
Indeed.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I'm not
Have
sure.
at it.
I see. It's asking me to roll it as a secret roll. I see.
I think it was something on my sheet. I think I could change that.
That's old school.
It makes-
Thieving skills, roll visibility by the book.
Yeah.
What is your skill for
I think it's
finding?
35%.
Okay. So you don't find any traps.
It doesn't seem like there's anything terrible in here.
Take a peek, Nod.
Go ahead and open it.
Oh, we lost him.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was restarting. I think my screen went black with Roll20.
Oh, okay. If you attempt to open the chest, it does not open. It seems
But you said it was.
appears to be locked.
Sent you a note, Jamie. I don't know if you saw it a while back.
Yeah, about Bart.
No.
Oh.
after
okay.
that,
Let's see. Missed it.
but that one too.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
If Nod has openly stated that he has capabilities of opening chests, I'm going to prod him to do that. Unlock that for us.
All right.
If I get lucky, find an old pair of boots.
Maybe there'll be some clues.
All this blood is well aged. Is there anything else in here that might tell us whether we're looking at centuries, decades, or millennia? Like how old actually is any blankets on the bed? Are they still viable or have they deteriorated to dust?
Yeah, the beds and the sheets and bedding that was used is pretty much unusable at this point. However, the furniture and everything looks like it's in pretty good condition. Like the bed frames and stuff are made of coral, and they appear to be pristine as far as their condition is concerned, other than just having been moved around or having a chip here or there in a corner. But everything, all of the furniture and pieces are made of coral, which is interesting to you. And let's see, I think again probably the chests themselves would appear to be well made. Like it's an interesting looking chest, not something you would see usually. A chest made of coral.
Here's a good roll for you.
Okay. In Pro Camper, where you've been most recently, you think you could probably fetch somewhere around 500 gold for the chest itself.
Wow. And the bed frames and chairs and stuff?
You've not seen anything, but you would think that would be high luxury, that one of these bed frames would be worth well more than the chest itself.
Chris, unless Kurza's got a bag of holding or something, I don't see us getting this stuff out.
I like Kurza's Coral Furniture Store one day
Yeah.
for Pro Camper. We'll need to.
Versus coral. We have 3 guys that are standing around doing nothing. How big is this chest?
It is the chests.
One person could carry it.
Yeah, one person could carry it. One person could carry it. It's about 2 feet wide and 1 foot and a half deep.
But it probably heavy, or no?
It is heavy.
What's in it?
It is pretty heavy. He didn't get the lock unlocked on it, but when
Did he try?
if you move he did try, and when you move the chest around, you feel that there's some contents in there. It feels like maybe something hard is bouncing around, hitting the sides of the chest.
I may be able to get into it tomorrow once I have a new selection of spells.
How many hours has it been since our fight and flee from the ship?
We could always break it apart.
It's been a full day since you've left the ship and everything, and since you
Seriously?
left.
Were you due to camp, you guys think?
I don't know if has it really been a day, James? We just
I meant since you
failed.
last slept, because you.
Okay.
Oh, slept. Okay, I was thinking
Makes
since
sense.
we last left the ship, that was
Yeah.
not all that long ago.
No, it's only been probably, I don't know,
Hour or
5
so?
hours, something like that in my mind, something like that.
All right, let's go with that.
2 weeks.
Safe place to bunk.
Yeah. How do we know? We might have done this 100 times before. That the guard affected us more than we thought.
Time is like meaningless now.
I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Burt Wonderstone, but yeah.
We have the
So-
same problem Nod has. We don't know what time it is or how long it's been.
Chicago comes to mind now. The song, right? Does anybody really know what time it is?
And did you say there was a chest by each of these beds, essentially?
Yeah, there's a chest by all of these. So if you'd like to try to do a pick lock, they're all locked.
How many?
Interesting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So
9.
there's 4 more.
Oh, 5.
I say if he
Okay, you
gets a
did get
couple open, All right.
Okay, you did get 2.
So
Because this might all be
After a while-
mundane stuff, right? If he gets a couple open and there's nothing looking, hey, it's Goodwill stuff, then just forget the chest. Let's move on upstairs.
Yeah, so
well, I was going to say one of the two of us and Mithrin probably should stand outside just in case something goes horribly wrong while he's going through all these chests.
Oh, ain't there 2 forgotten henchmen out there
Yeah,
somewhere?
I moved
I'm
them in
standing
for now, but
right outside the
Good,
door.
exactly.
you guys can move these guys too if you'd like. If you want to put the henchmen somewhere and have them stand by. So
Do they have weapons?
they do. They have short swords.
And say, how hard is everybody paying attention to me as I try to unlock these chests?
I'm watching.
Watching like an eagle?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say that you should
Like a griffin.
you should make a wisdom check.
Urza might
I'm
be.
gonna
For those
hide
of you
behind
watching,
Grit
make
as a
wisdom-
meat shield. Yeah, there we go.
No. Seharn's people are very peaceful, and I give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm cool with Nod. I'm horrified he's been here for so long. I feel like I should pray.
And you actually got the one open because you had already done the first one, so you just needed to roll the 4. So the 5th
I
one,
got you.
but you did get one. Yeah, so Griff, you would be watching him very closely, and you would see that he's got this chest to click, and it appears to be loose now. The lid is loose. I assume, Nod, you're gonna take a peek?
Sure, I'll open it up. While I'm there, I hear it click. I'll open it while I'm here.
Okay.
Just make sure I'm not directly behind it.
Okay. Yeah, so you actually open it, and inside of it, you find a potion, and you find a pair of gloves. They're wrapped around the potion.
I will start by taking one of the spare sacks I have on my bag and using that to pick up this stuff. And then I will bring it back to the party and just hand them the bag. Here you go, friend.
Leave it in the chest for now. We'll gather them all together in one spot, and then
On the table.
Yeah, and then maybe when Kurza has time, we can identify and detect magic and all those kinds of things.
Yep.
So was that chest number 2?
For our tracking purposes, you can say that was number 2. So you've got 4 more that you'll need to try to unlock eventually. Yeah, so I think that the question about hearing or not hearing, but the question about what time of day it was would be it's been a full day as far as that's concerned. You guys are welcome to press on. I think you would see some weariness in the pirate crew who did a heck of a lot to get here as well. So you'd sense that they probably don't have a whole lot left in them before they're going to need rest, but they're willing to press on, as is Baden. So it's your call what you want to do.
It's session
say
break.
we-
Long rest here. 1 hour long rest. Let's try it.
Yeah, we might as well stay in this room,
Yeah.
Can we lock
opening the rest
bar
of the
this door?
chests and
It looks
stay.
that the door latches from the inside, so you could latch the door.
Fairly securely? Your system? Just a drop
It's-
bar, or is it a
It just looks like a regular, like the handle, the latch for the door itself is still functioning.
Does it look secure?
It's
Hard to say.
I don't
chests
know.
are
The
coral,
door
right?
latches, the door closes, and you can.
You want me to go outside and try to bust it down?
Oh.
You. You're the last one.
And I bust it down and go, nope, it's not secure.
Baden will definitely support the decision to take a rest here, and he'll gladly choose a bed.
There's 7 of us, correct? There's 5 of us.
Yeah.
2 sailors.
If you guys want to just post up on whatever bed you're going to use, you can move your character in. And
I'll keep first watch, and I'll watch from out here, actually, listening.
I would
Can I still
say
hear the music?
for for you, Nod, you're not sleepy at all as well. So you have a pretty different sleep schedule from the rest of the group, and as they're weary and you can start to tell that their day is long, you're still in the middle of yours. Yeah, so what we'll do is we will take a mid-session break. This is a perfect point to do it. If you could go ahead and just put in the watch order for me, who will be keeping watch, and then if there's anything special that you all want to do, we can cover that as well.
How's your wound situation, Tim?
At 24 out of 30. I'm good.
How about
Unless you want to, I was going to say, if you want to burn one before.
how
you go
about
to
we
sleep.
we chat and pray a little bit. I'll dump a die on you. That's almost no better than my last rolls. My healing is not good today.
It's yeah,
We
it's
might be shielded. It's old school
Good move.
D&D.
Good move.
You might heal a point sleeping overnight too. You never know.
You never know. But okay. Yeah, we'll take a break here. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, I'll process the watch order. If you guys just let me know what the full order is, I see who's going first and that kind of thing. But otherwise, we'll be right back. What we'll do is pick up here during the watch. The first one to go was Molly. I think she's doing the first watch. She also doesn't need as much sleep as the others, but Molly's watch goes uneventfully. During the second watch, I think that was, who was that, Kurza? Or he was awake for the second half. Who's doing the second watch?
Oh no, I only need.
I don't mind
4
doing the
hours.
second watch, whomever
4?
needs to.
Okay. So we'll have, Griff do it? The second watch? Okay. So at some point during the second watch, Griff, the humming, the music sound that you're hearing stops. You notice that it just stops. You don't hear it anymore. And that's it. You just don't hear this sound all of a sudden. And it seems eerily quiet now without this humming that you were hearing before constantly. And after that, I guess you would hand off to whoever's up next in the watch. Who?
Yeah, I wake up Thursday and I say, hey, the music stopped. He doesn't have a chair.
Yeah. We might not have a chair. Who knows?
Did we wake everybody up?
I don't know. Nothing seems to have changed. So
Would I
let 'em
actually
sleep
know
for the
what
moment?
this means? The music stopping?
So for Nod,
Yeah.
you would have maybe in the whole time you'd been here heard the music stop once or twice. And when it did, you recall there being like a visit from someone. And so you always associated the music stopping with the gate opening and letting someone in or out into the tower.
By the gate.
But like I said, it's
Is that the
occurred
door we came in?
in his lifetime. It's only happened twice that
Probably.
you can recall. When the music stops, it means somebody's here.
So he tells
And
us
I
that?
might reveal that information. Yeah, I would if someone is here. So
Wake
as I hear you
everybody up.
speaking about the music and everything, because I would be awake, I wouldn't be tired. I might be relaxing, or I think playing with the chess
Yeah.
Is
would be the
the
first watch. So the second watch, I might just be relaxing.
Yeah.
by
Wake
the
everybody
gate?
up.
What gate are we talking about? The one we came in? Or
No, different gate. He's not even, he doesn't know where the gate is.
All right.
He assumes it's
Okay.
up above.
and we don't know who has arrived previously?
It would have been, was Valeris.
What?
The evil wizard that captured and brought me here.
Or Verodis, I'm sorry, Verodis.
Curtis?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Okay.
have to remember this.
Mithra wasn't asleep yet.
Yeah, she did the first watch and nothing happened, and then towards the end of Griff's watch, the music or the sound stopped. So Mithra's probably still awake because she doesn't need a whole lot of sleep either. So she would have noticed it as well.
Good. Don't wake the wizard.
Right.
I need their spells tomorrow.
All right.
I've already got my spells.
At this
I'm
point, can I
prepared.
attempt to just go a little bit more sneaky along the doorway, preparing if something does walk in?
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that.
It's 50%. Should I just roll percentile?
I've got
Let you
it.
do it.
I've got
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
okay.
no worries. But yeah, you don't hear anything right now since that music had stopped. You're not hearing anything. What we'll do is assume that you all kept a really close eye on it, and we reached the morning hour, with the needed sleep and rest for the wizards, so that you have your full night's rest for everybody, and you can pick up with those of you who were aware of the music shutting off, keeping close eye on the door and listening, and throughout the night nothing came and you heard nothing more.
Fair enough. Thank you.
So
And the music never continued, it still is
no,
paused?
it's just still and quiet. It's just peacefully quiet. And I think part of that confusion, that wondering too, like kind of lifts. You feel like that lifts as when the music isn't playing, that you feel clearer, as if it was also having some effect possibly in making you more weary or confusing you. You feel like it's very quiet. You, again, don't hear anything. It's the morning, or at least you've rested, and I'll let you decide what you want to do from here.
Who's carrying torches? Why did we never buy an oil lamp? Like, how many do we have? Do we have an inventory of that?
I
Or are we
have
tracking
torches.
that for matters?
Probably have 5 left.
I've got 4 torches.
I have a
That's
few of
it.
my own.
This place is dark, always?
Yeah, it's dark.
Yeah. There's no way to light it?
Well,
These little blue lights, are they
are you unable to see? Is that what you're saying? Wayne?
mobile?
That you on the map you can't see? Or okay, no, you can.
I can't move my token out of this.
Yeah, now you should be able to.
There we go. I was stuck with the door for a moment. My token slid under it. I couldn't get it out.
Yeah, I think the door was closed, and it keeps you in the space. I don't know.
Alright.
This is my first time using some of these effects, so hopefully they're functioning correctly.
And you have to go out move through the door in order to leave the room regardless. Even if it's open, you can't go through a wall or anything like that.
So Nod has informed all of us. We're all aware that music stopped, and that indicates
That,
a visitor.
yeah, someone important.
These little glowing lights, are they something you can pick up and carry with us, or not?
No, they just look like they're like floating orbs of light, but they can't really grab them or anything.
Okay.
Kind of misty almost.
We're also bringing this chest that we found, the big one, the first one.
I'll come for something. Carry
I'll
it.
tell you what, just leave it where it is. Let me cast knock real quick, and we'll see what happens. So I'll cast knock on the big chest that we couldn't open.
There's 4 that.
Wait,
five.
there's actually 5 chests, and there's not a big
Yeah.
chest. They're all the same. Yeah, they're all the same from the bed area.
Yeah, there's
Remind
5
me again.
chests. He was only able to open 1 so far.
What of value did we find in the first one?
Pair of gloves and a potion.
Are we
let's-
like putting that in the party loot? Just so I'm aware, so I'm not putting it down on my sheet as well.
Yes, I put it in the party loot.
Okay, I'll take it off of my sheet.
let's open the other chests, and before I use a knock spell.
You got another chest open, Nod, as well later on.
Yeah, the
and-
fourth one. And yeah, there was another potion in there.
Yeah. So you've got 2 potions and gloves so far from 2 chests.
All right. Any other chests we can open?
There's 3 more. So
So
he
there
could,
was
he could
only a potion in the third chest.
so he could try the other 3.
I would
Yeah.
suggest Nod tries to open all of them, and then we'll see how many he can't open, and then we'll go from there.
Well,
There-
he's
there
doing
was-
that.
There was also an amulet in the fourth chest. A
Hmm.
potion and an amulet. And how many chests were left? There were 3.
3.
While they're doing the chest, is Baden awake?
Yeah, he's awake. He's awake. He thinks
have
it's
2
silly. He thinks the messing with the chests is silly for now. That's his opinion.
I could use your help with something. Time is not wasted. Maybe you can help.
What would that be?
Kill secrets of the state, and I show it. Or that Ronnie gave me.
Oh.
Our wizard. Back at it.
Yeah, I think he would have.
He's not-
I think technically speaking, he would have probably done this the evening before. He would have needed to memorize it. Actually, this
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
Where was it?
Okay, Nod. I have that chest number 1, you were unable to unlock it. Number 2 had 1 potion and a pair of gloves. Number 3, you were unable to unlock it. Number
Number
4,
4 had a potion and an amulet. And number 5 I was unable to unlock.
okay.
Who's
We have
strong?
1, 3, and 5 then. So
Who's strong? Do we have a brute force attempt?
I'll say again, how hard is everybody staring at me as I'm trying to pick these locks?
I'm watching
Not I. Not I.
very closely.
Molly, your sword. He spent some time with it, and he tells you that this sword will do additional damage to creatures that can regenerate, and it is indeed enchanted. It's for purposes of your sheet, it's a sword. It's a short sword +1, +3 versus regenerating creatures,
In like a
like a troll or any regenerating creature.
Awesome.
trolls, vampires.
Possibly Medusas? I don't know.
I don't think they regenerate,
I
but
don't
you never know.
I don't know. There might be a variation
say
I'm gonna
they
have
do,
to
and
make.
More damage.
With the
think
right
so.
ring,
Right.
any Medusa could be. Anyway, what would you all like to do then from
Oh,
there?
well, pick chest number 3, knock, and then I'll open it.
All right. You find another potion in this one.
Hmm.
And you find a ring.
Well, now that we have everything out on the table, do a detect magic.
Yep.
We'll pass Nod through my gaze just so I can see what's there, and
I think you would detect magic.
So
yeah, you never know. He may be affected by a geese or some other kind of aura or spell to control him, a curse, all kinds of things. Whether or not he has magic on him is okay, mildly interesting, but how much controlled is he?
I think number one, you're not, I believe, carrying any enchanted items as far as I'm
Greek fire, potion of lesser healing.
okay, the potion. If the potion were stowed in a place that's visible, potentially there's that, but nothing about him would look different from a detect magic.
He himself is not magical.
No, he's not. He's
Okay,
not
that
magical.
was our main concern.
No, he's not.
But so on the table, what's magical? Any of it? All of it? None of it?
All of it is magical. All the
Hmm.
things you found in the chests showing that they're magical.
Can I get a school of magic on the ring, the amulet, and the gloves?
The ring and the amulet both give off abjuration vibes. I think
Okay.
that what was the other the potion?
You got 2 potions, an amulet,
Yeah,
a ring, and a pair
Well,
of gloves.
3 potions, with 3 potions.
Amulet, a ring, and a pair of gloves. Yeah.
Yeah,
I only had potions, but
it seems like all of the potions you found are healing in
yeah,
nature.
you're right. I did it. There were 3.
So these are 3 healing potions we've got? Okay. Abjuration on the amulet and the ring. And the gloves?
Let's see, what are they? I guess that's alteration? Alteration.
Interesting.
Isn't this
I think that's...
potentially good news, bad news, guys? It's like we found free treasure for nothing, apparently.
Well,
But
healing potions are never bad.
what's coming next?
Well, I'm wearing a pair
Yeah,
of bracers that are magical, then I don't even know what the hell they do.
we might pay for all of this shortly.
Yeah, I think by now, Chris, you would have known that or Kurza would know that those are bracers of protection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any idea
Oh, yeah,
+1 or more?
you
Or
attune?
It's +1.
okay.
All right, so we got 3 healing potions. Mithra, do you have any healing?
Or I'm sorry, they're actually, the way it is, they are AC 8. So it's 2.
Okay.
It's 2. My bad. Sorry, go ahead.
I have a lesser pigs left.
I say that my vote is that Mithra and I each get a healing potion since we can't cast it, and
Go for it.
that way I have to
Okay.
mark 1 down.
So what kind of boat?
I think
Potion.
Baden will look at you, Saharn, when you made the notion of this being good news and bad news. I think that would have resonated with him, and he would say, these are someone else's things that they didn't get to, or I can't imagine they would have left
millennia
these
ago.
behind.
Or perhaps they've been dead long ago.
Yeah,
Their blood staining the table.
it's a reminder of how long this place has stood vacant.
I'm not
Yes.
convinced there's anyone coming back, my friend, but I think there's a possibility somebody here. Maybe we should do a quick circle tour of our floor, see if we have a visitor.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. Because
So who got the 3rd potion of healing there? Or did we already use it?
We got a potion, the gloves, the ring, and the amulet.
Yes, we had a potion from each of the 3 chests for 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then we
Mithra and I each took 1.
that one.
So the 3rd potion, just put it in party loot.
Yeah, I don't mind taking it as well.
What about our
That's
friend
fine.
Nod?
Melee.
Sure, why not?
What about our friend Nod?
Give him the 3rd one.
Yeah.
Okay. Nod, you got a healing potion.
He did get it open.
Yeah,
Are you
absolutely.
still unwilling to reveal yourself?
What more do you want to know?
What deity do you follow?
Gond, of course.
What? Who?
Gone.
Gond. He's like a lord of crafting.
It's good. It's all right.
Yeah, he's on
Interesting.
the...
Do I know that one?
You would definitely know Gond. Definitely. And you would know that he's the master craftsman and blacksmithing, I believe, and he's well aligned as far as that's concerned. He's, I think, aligned with all of the major good deities.
That
So,
certainly aligns
Nope.
with the story. Story
Yeah,
about
and nobody has detect evil or anything like that.
You might even notice some of the hammers and tools that
Well-
are actually attached to the utility belts that are on his chest as well.
Yes,
So
my
he's a
friend
craftsman.
Griff.
I used to be a blacksmith.
A priest can detect evil, but why waste a prayer here? I think he can be trusted.
Yeah, after checking all of her belongings, party belongings, seeing nothing missing, I think a minute relax around Nod.
okay. You're winning him over with your charming charisma there, Nod. You've got them already giving you healing potions, so that's a good sign. All right, you are now, I guess, going to file out of here, or what's the plan?
Yeah,
Really think something's here because if no, we're gonna just shoot right upstairs. But otherwise, take a quick walking tour around. Maybe see what's at the bottom of it.
2 more
Yeah.
doors.
If
I
somebody
think there is
came
something
in
here,
or someone.
or
Yeah.
someone.
So tanks up front. Go.
There's something here on the map.
Oh,
No, there's nothing.
dark colored.
Let's go back
Oh,
around.
might be
That we haven't gone yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Back
do
to
one.
the boat and open
Yeah.
the other 2 doors.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, you can go ahead and move yourselves around to the other door. I'll move your pirates, the followers of Bartholomew.
While we're walking, I'm listening. Right, huh?
Yeah, I assume you're all listening pretty intently and you're not hearing anything. It's very quiet and very still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trying not to make noise, but
Our standard mode is walk softly, speak softly.
Okay, so yeah, you traverse the whole perimeter now and don't see anything now else unusual, and you don't see anyone. And you make your way back to your boat, which sits normally, I guess, how you left it. It's just like having a lake house. You got the boat in the front door. Which door would you like to go to? Nod would know and could tell you that the Beastforge, as he called it, is this door on the right, and the door on the left is the temple.
I vote Beastforge.
Yep.
Meet the monsters early.
That's my choice as well.
So it will be.
We still have spells and magic.
All right. So what's the...
Oh. Yeah, don't underestimate the power of a bad temple, my friend.
Can I put my ear to the door and see if I can hear anything?
So actually,
Yeah.
you hear something. You feel like you hear breathing. Really faint breathing.
Can I just smell and see if there's any smells coming through the door or anything like that?
Yes, yours is good on that too. Let's see.
Good question. I like that.
So it's got a very putrid odor coming from underneath the door. One that you would have remembered from before, just of the parts and pieces that lay and that were used in this room when you remembered it in your nightmares. And you smell that sort of just rancid kind of odor coming through from the bottom of the door. You know, again, it's faint from there, but you can detect it.
Mm-hmm. And after doing all this, I'll look back to the rest of the group and hold my nose and give them a little sneaky noise and point at the door and say at least one. And trying to tell them to be quiet as we go forward. And I think in my tool or thieves tools, I would have a keyhole saw. Is there any way I can make a small hole in the door? Is that like a wooden door?
That would make a lot of noise, but
Yeah, I think that you would have to, if you were trying to be unnoticed, you'd have to do an additional roll to make sure you could do that stealthily, but yeah, that's something you could try.
So I see him
You
do
you're
this.
starting Nod to
and
get
say
these.
one.
Sorry, Tim. You're getting Nod some flashbacks when you get that odor that hit you, and you're remembering seeing parts when you saw this room before, parts of what looked like a bear or something like that, and just random parts from animals spread throughout the room.
Hmm.
The odor was like,
I was thinking, Chris. I'm also thinking if he spreads that information, his memories with
So-
us, and shares that I'm going to say, why bother? Do we really need to go into this door?
Baden is gonna stand right in front of the door, and he's ready to. He's saved up his offensive spells, so he's leaving it to you all to decide what door to go through. But he's keeping ready.
So
Well,
I'll
the main
Senses
question is it caged or is it not caged? That's the question.
yeah.
Because it's been there since last night when we brought the boat in noisily. It didn't come out.
Not how much more detail do you have of this room? I would caution my friends. Why pick a fight we don't have to? But I mean, if you want to go.
Unless it's intelligent enough to be made an ally if we free it.
But yeah, I guess instead of doing the hole, is there any way we can open the door like slowly and attempt to do it quietly? To peek in?
Yeah, and how sturdy is the door? We decide to close it on this beach.
It cut out a little at the end there, but
Yeah,
the door's sturdy, and you can certainly try to open it slowly if you'd like to be stealthy about your entry. Absolutely. Nod. I'll do a secret roll for you based on some of your other skills to see how quietly you can open it. But if your intention is to open it, that's what matters.
I guess before I do, I'll just double check and make sure there's nothing trappy about it. Anything that might kill me before I get too far into the store. And then I will slowly try to open it and see what I see.
With certainty, you look at it and know that it's not trapped.
Okay.
And so if you go ahead and open the door, I'll crack it open here. Throughout the room, what you remembered seeing before, which were a bunch of different tables, different equipment, and body parts of animals spread throughout the room, horns and hides and hooves and pieces and parts, just like a workshop. And as you are peeking in the room, looking from side to side, you hear the noise coming from this back corner of the room, and you don't yet see anything without sticking your head in or doing something.
Which way does the door open?
It opened in, and it opens swinging southward.
Okay. So if we opened the door just a crack, we would still be able to get our head in and look to the left, right? Without opening it all the way?
Mm-hmm. You could do that. Is that what you guys are intending to do?
Yeah, this is not.
Unless somebody has a
right?
periscope or something.
In for a dime, in for a pound. Or whatever you want to call it.
Can I attempt to hide in shadows and slip into the room with how wide we have the door open? No, we probably need to open it a bit more for me, actually. A bit broad.
If the room's dark, that should be easy for you. Take as much light as.
Yeah, you can open the door all the way as quietly as you want, but you are carrying a torch out in the hallway. The darkness would have been broken by the door being opened as well.
Yeah. Yep.
If you peek in, there might be enough ambient
I'm
light
gonna
like things to be able to tell what's there, or at least get an idea. Let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna peek around the corner. We all good with that?
Sure.
Yeah, why talk about it? Let's go. You got this, bro.
The lights are on out here, so the light is going into the room, so you might as well at this
All
point.
right. Can see the whole room.
Okay, yeah, so let me just, yeah, you're in there. You look over to the corner and you see what appears to be a small creature that is potentially asleep.
If it's a white rabbit with a lot of, excuse me, if it's a white rabbit with a lot of decapitated heads around it, run.
How small?
It's not in the
I'll
cage.
step back into the hallway and describe what I see.
Maybe a 3-foot tall creature in length. Okay,
And it's nothing like I've ever seen before.
it's just, it looks like a, no, it looks like a humanoid on the ground laying on its side, sleeping.
Snoring gnome.
Oh, that kind of a
What do you
creature.
guys think? I ask Nod. What I describe it to him. Ask him if he's familiar with it in whispers.
So,
Close the door all the
yeah.
way.
So Nod doesn't know of any creatures that have been lurking about in here. And at this point, because I've been doing a couple checks, there's been a little bit more noise that's been made. And so all of a sudden you hear movement where the snoring just was. And you hear this something move and you hear some footsteps.
It stayed he closed the door, right? So
Yeah, you guys
did.
closed it.
we hear
Yeah.
we hear
I'll step
footsteps.
back. Stuck in that wall.
Oh, I'll get
It might
you.
be
I'll get you,
like
actually.
not. It might be.
I should be able to get you
Yeah, I
off
just
of there.
want to. Did you get me?
I'm trying. Hang on. I think. Oh, jeez.
Just go in.
There you go.
All
I
right.
think that's right. Okay.
So I'll step back.
Just toss the dwarf at it. We're fine.
We all hear this.
You guys would have all heard the noise. Yeah, you all heard the footsteps. It seems like when you closed the door, it was a little louder than as well as you opened the door, and so that gave away that something was happening. And you heard the footsteps shortly thereafter, as you were whispering.
Just roll a flashbang in there and follow it in.
If chaos ensues immediately,
We're all ready.
how badly is this boat going to interfere
That's
with
the
us?
only
guys?
thing I saw when I peeked in.
Yeah, I think your footing right now, for those of you in the hallway, is not good footing for a battle. It's very precarious because of the boat being in the way and just making it tight quarters. It's not, everyone can't get the angle they want, and your footing is a little bit compromised. So just keep that in mind as you proceed.
Step into the boat and wait. The rest of us will just stay
Wait.
scattered.
Open the
scattered
door.
apart. Let's see if
I'm
it
just
opens.
gonna open the door and rush in.
Okay, you're opening the door. Go ahead and do.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't say that. I said that was my idea.
Oh,
So,
oh.
Yeah.
Or
what do you guys think?
go ahead if you want.
Let's see if it comes out. And
All right, we're gonna wait. Wait.
I think
Well-
after a while, the footsteps stop and you don't hear anything. So the door
So
doesn't
who's
open.
The door.
my friend, some who talked about maybe befriending this.
I did, but we could always try the old knock on the door and hello.
I was just going to suggest that
Yeah. Yeah,
let's be polite this time and see what happens.
What's that?
That's a new thing for us. Be polite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know where this is going. I'm just gonna wait.
Throw the DM for a loop. What are these guys up to?
What's the plan? Are you going? Who's doing what?
It's very
Don't
subtle.
know what the
change.
plan is.
It's about to unfold. It's very subtle.
That's
It's
right.
coming. Be ready. Be ready.
Sahar
I'll-
is gonna knock on the door.
Yeah,
I think.
Sahar will. I'll step forward and knock on the door.
Okay, you knock on the door.
Uh-huh.
And you hear on the other side of the door, you hear like the footsteps come up close to the door, and then lean on the door from the other side.
Something goes thud against the door
Yeah.
like a body.
Yeah, something leaning against the door.
I say,
Hello.
is there somebody in there? And I say it in Elven.
So I think that would be an interesting thing where you would get a response, and the response would have more. It would just have a very different accent to it than what you're familiar with, but the response would say, "Indeed, there is. Who? I swear I've taken nothing. I've touched nothing. It's a fine collection, but I don't need it. I just need to make my way out, please."
Open
May
the
we
door and
come in?
step back.
Okay. And so you guys see then at that point, standing on the other side of the door, a gnomish creature that looks a little bit unusual for a gnome. If I can find it.
Dress.
It's not
How,
an animal. It's
Yes.
how is he dressed?
He is dressed as you should see now in this.
Yeah, that doesn't look suspicious.
It looks cool.
It's very nice. I like it. It's very nice.
Great art.
Great stuff.
And he's definitely a.
He looks like he would help himself to your coin purse.
He does.
He says, What is it?" And once the door opens and sees you, he sheaths his weapon and says, "You are not at all what I was expecting to find."
I'm gonna turn to
or
Nod.
what we were
Hey.
expecting to find.
You were expecting
were you-
maybe
What were you expecting?
elf?
Yes.
Oh.
You see what's around me, and he shows you into the room. He points. He says, "I came into this place recently, and I've been snooping around a little bit, but you've caught me sleeping, damn you." And anyway, it's
What do you mean came into this place? How did you get here?
from below.
Below? There's another way out of here? Below? We came by sea.
You came by sea.
Yeah.
Yes.
He looks at you, Nod, kind of squints at you. You did not come by sea.
How do you
Nod,
think we
do
got
you
this boat
recognize this
outside
guy?
the door here?
You
No,
know
I
him,
do not.
Nod?
No, I wouldn't recognize him.
You don't
Wait.
recognize
Okay.
him. You don't
He
recognize
was
him.
asking Nod.
Yeah.
He was saying, Nod, you didn't come by sea.
He says to Nod,
No.
"You did not come by sea.
Oh,
You are like me.
So I asked.
You are of the
Yeah,
shadow."
I asked. Yeah.
Wait.
Asked Renwick. Do you know this person?
I don't
Point at Nod.
know this one, but I know his type.
How do you know he didn't come by sea?
Because of where I have come from. I have seen his kin. Do they not know who you are, Nod? They're looking for you.
I will
They
give
offered
him
me-
a very
They offered me quite a bit
mean
of coin.
stare.
It seems you have crossed them. But I apologize. I don't mean to upset you. I know this is not a fun place for any of us, and we all went out.
Have you
Well,
been
they-
tasked? Have you been tasked with being in this place as well?
Oh. Yes, but I'm always tasked with finding things.
It's your purpose.
I am a seeker.
Who are you seeking for?
I am seeking a wizard, the likes of which is hated by my kind. And I am told that he patrons this place sometimes. You wouldn't have happened
What would
to
his
see
name
him.
be? What's his name?
It is Veridus.
Oh. Indeed. We have not seen a Veridus.
Does he has markers on the brazier on his armor there? Does any of that match the tattoos on my friend's arm? If that's actually him on character noticing that, thinking of that right now.
So you said he
No,
sheathed his
it doesn't
weapon,
seem
right?
he did. He sheathed his weapon after he saw
Okay.
the mishmash group that you were, and that you weren't constructing these things. He let his guard down. So he's, yeah. I think you would not see any things similar necessarily there,
Okay.
Sahar. Yeah. But
Thank you.
he says, "Is he here? Have you seen him?"
No, we have not.
Curtis.
Do you even know of him?
No.
I look at Nod.
I've met Virtus. This is his tower.
Is Virtus's tower?
Then I will climb to the top
That's how Nod got here.
till I find him, because I am here to seek him.
Ed, when the music is off, he is here. And the music is off.
Nod said when the music stopped, then that's when somebody would come down.
Yeah,
Visitor.
someone opened the gates, and once the gates are opened, it means the music stops. Someone is here. Yeah.
Are you heading up, or are you heading down? Because I am going only one direction, friends.
Direction is that?
Up.
Up, of course. A wizard doesn't hang in the bottom cellar.
What about the temple across the hall?
Oh, that old thing. I didn't find anything too valuable in it.
And what is it? The
Urza,
insight.
as a fellow priest, what do you think we take a look and see what we can see in there?
How about can we get a description of this room?
You can. Do you have that on your sheet, Brandon?
No, actually, I do not. I don't.
Okay.
It was one of the things I was looking at. I do not have insight.
Oh, okay.
Gnome, do you mean to take this Baratus by dead or alive?
Preferably alive, but that won't happen.
A living wizard is
Probably not.
horrible things to our new friend.
Not if you stick a sock in his mouth. Which,
All right, so
instantly
Gotta watch out for the
nullifies
hands
wizard.
too.
Yep,
um,
tie his hands up and stick a sock in his mouth.
So I'm gonna put him on.
we
Go ahead.
yeah. So did he step back into the room like we asked?
Yep. I'm just gonna put him in here like that for now. Yeah, he seems now that embarrassed that you caught him sleeping, because he considers himself someone pretty stealthy.
So this looks like some kind of
So when you come into the room,
Frankenstein Lab or something.
it does.
Vivisection it?
What you're seeing here is these layout of different pieces and parts of creatures. Most notably, you see the parts of bears. Everything looks like it was a natural creature at some point, as far as the parts, the horns, claws, and wings. Just this randomness of parts and pieces to creatures that's laid out in a sort of disturbingly orderly way.
An abomination.
Yep.
Yeah, Mithra's too quick to even go there.
Yeah, this
Or-
It really freaks her out.
For anyone that wants to stomach this, you can do a con check and enter the room and try to look around and look more in detail. It seems like the gnome is like immune to it. Seems like his stomach is not affected and he's able to move about freely.
I'll give it a shot, but
Oh, yeah. I'd say you can
wow, I
stomach
made it.
You can stomach it. Absolutely.
So yeah,
It
so
feels-
is there anything nothing living?
Nothing living other than
Anything
Renwick.
moving, anything potentially looks like it might be able to get up and do something.
Everything, like
I-
the most intact thing is the quarters of a bear or something, quarter parts, and so everything's really chopped up. There's nothing large enough and intact that seems like it would just be whole if it animated or something like that. So the
Griff's
threat
gonna-
level is low. It's more at this point just a little disturbing and curious
Yeah.
at the same time.
I was gonna say
Writing.
his nature is that he's going to be pretty hot about this and outraged, but look around, and if there's nothing value or anything in here that might help us, I'm gonna back outside the room.
Yeah, so I think Kurza, you would recognize some of the instruments and parts that he's using in this laboratory could be used for alchemy. So you definitely see some what you would think would be expensive equipment when it comes to that. Like there's some glassware and different instruments and scalpels and very precise precision tools and things like that that would have a lot of value, and stuff like that would catch your eye maybe differently than Griff, who's definitely just looking more at the other terrible things that happened and rightly leaving. Anything else?
Recipe books.
Yeah, you actually do find books, and you find a couple of them that have they all seem to be in similar handwriting, and you actually find 3 books in total.
Any idea what they are?
Grizzly, you can keep those.
Are you gonna be sitting here flipping through them, or are you just trying to get a sense? It seems
what's
like
on
there's a
the-
lot of formulas written in there. If you're trying to read some of the text and script and notes and make sense of what the logic was, it
Yeah.
looks like the creator was trying to create some type of being that he was putting together with these parts. And parts of that process are documented in these books, and there's some sketches of things and parts where it looks like he's trying to connect different pieces and figuring out what the right pieces would be through sketches and stuff. It's a warped kind of instruction guide on how to
Yes.
build.
Well, let's stand up the book a little bit and part the pages, and then use my thumb lighter cantrip to set them on fire.
Hey, maybe there's a clue in there. We might face.
Yeah, I don't think you can actually. Oh, you do have a thumb lighter, yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
It's one of those little cantrips. It's just
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
tiny flame, like from a lighter. To just go, "Boop, boop, boop." And I get a little flame off my thumb.
Does anyone want to stop Kurza from burning the book?
I'm not in there.
No.
Yeah, I don't
it's
know that
fine.
anyone would.
I'm not in there. Yeah, no, but I see him and I tell him to wait. Then maybe there's a clue there. We might end up facing the thing that you're describing.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll stop. I won't burn them. Per request.
They might be worth gold. They're legal.
I would say
No.
this information
Collector's
probably
piece.
should not be
distributed
allowed to
again.
circulate.
Yeah, it should
Yeah.
never be seen by anyone again. In
This
a way,
is an
but-
abomination. How much do you guys think we could get for the instructions?
Burn it. Then,
What?
Then
We'd have
burn
to
it.
find a nice evil magic user or alchemist to use this
Yeah.
stuff.
Then burn it. Why
You
not?
get-
If that's how you feel, why not just destroy it?
You get any
What's this?
sense, Urza, what was made? Because
I'm keeping an
That's a good question. Is there any sense of what he did make or was trying to make?
No, I don't think that you would know necessarily like what the thing was.
Is that
Is there a
you
name
told
in
them
this
on the
book?
table? Any clue?
Say that again. What was that?
Is that hunk of meat on the table? Is that any clue? That looks whether humanoid?
No, yeah, there's nothing really that complete in here. Those are mostly just
Okay.
parts sitting next to each other to almost like a mock-up of what it might look like, and it
Yeah.
looks like it's like a lot of bare parts, and there's like a pair of wings laying next to the floor.
I think that's what that's what the knowledge of these books are. If you think it's that bad, let's just
Is there a
burn it
name
up.
associated with it somewhere in this book? Just as a quick flip through.
No, it
Did he
doesn't.
put a title on it or anything like
No,
that?
you haven't. It hasn't been anything obvious like that. Seems like it's like journals, like his personal notes. It wasn't like
Yeah.
created for others to follow.
I'm good for burning them.
I say burn it. Burn the evil wizard's belongings.
That's what I'm thinking. Any nays?
Do as you will,
I'm
says
outside
Renwick.
the room. I left. You guys do whatever you want.
I'm certainly not going to read.
All
Oh,
right,
it's
I'll
not.
burn them.
Destroying
All right.
the place, but I don't want to burn the
They're not my things.
power down.
I could care less, says Renwick.
A
All right.
tower like this, we're in
I'll burn them.
no danger of burning it down by laying some books on the floor and burning them. It'll be fine.
Yep.
So, we've only, outside of
Are we checking out
character,
the
got about
temple?
10 minutes or so left.
should.
So what do you think? Yeah.
Let's check the
Yep.
temple.
Temple?
We're completionists.
Yeah. So
Temple time.
Who's our big guy? Forward. Just walk on in.
somebody
Let's see
just
what-
opened the door.
Renwick opens the door and walks right in.
All right.
All right.
I'm following.
And as you come into this room, the walls and floor are made of like a bluish looking quartz. And on either corner of the room that there's a statue of what looks like an elf. And you start to notice that it looks like the same elf, all three statues, but it's slightly different forms. And in the center of the room, it's like an altar, and within the altar and throughout the room, some symbols. Does
Are they
anyone have
aquatic?
religion as a non-weapon proficiency or anything like that?
Heck no.
Yeah, I asked Arn if any of this looks familiar. If these elves.
Yeah, they're aquatic looking. This is
They are.
my people.
They are. And you would be the one who would recognize this. I gotta.
Anything written anywhere that I find curious?
Said there were symbols.
The language, or what I recognize them.
Oh,
If they're
I gotta-
religious.
Yeah, you actually recognize it, but I was trying to see if anyone else recognized it, if anyone else had religion. But let me put this on the screen, what the symbol looks like, and then this will be the giveaway. If I can find the damn thing. Here we go. So I'll just plop it on the screen here. So you see this dolphin swimming logo throughout the room, and so most of you wouldn't recognize this. This would be a very rather uncommon deity, and for the elves you would recognize it, but for the sea elves you would certainly recognize it. The name is Deep Sashelas, and it is a ancient elven deity who was revered by a lot of sea elves and worshipped by a lot of different sea elves. And as you start to look about the room and check out all the different statues that are there as well, that it's the elven form of what's his name? Seychelles. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I'll type it in.
I was gonna say you can put it in.
Is there
And
a sense of good or bad? If we don't
it-
want to go too specific into asking what alignment it is, but
I think go ahead and do a wisdom check for anyone that wants to get a feel for that. And I'll definitely
Okay.
give Seharn a little more here because, okay, so you would know that this is a good deity and that it was one of the original elven deities that is known for being the lord of the undersea.
I
Or
thought it might be good because I have a natural friendship with dolphins anyway.
it's also referred to as the Dolphin Prince, this Seychelles. And so he's very favorably looked upon by you and your people. And I think what you would find disturbing is that it looks like someone tried to deface some of these things, but didn't succeed. It seems
Well,
like they really were trying to break these statues and little marks and things, but they're so well made, and this quartz that everything is made from in this room is just in pristine condition considering. And you see these three different forms that are represented in these statues, and one of them is, it says that a twinkle of light that from afar, and it speaks about, you start to get the sense that the whole story is that his followers worship him in three different ways, and he presents himself to his followers in three different ways. One, by showing a twinkle of light from afar, another by making a vent of bubbles of air appear from within the water, and then the last being a dolphin-shaped vision within the water. So these are how he's revered and worshipped and known to show himself in the realms in the past. And again, I think that's where, as elves, you would know that this is ancient history and that he's not been not actively probably the most well-known, if you will, of deities, but he's certainly still present.
twinkle of light from afar is a star in the distance, or a lighthouse, beacon, safe harbor. That mean anything? Where would I know that?
You think you would equate it to how he presents himself as a light from afar? That, yeah, that would be why people would be worshiping him here, because they see and they're providing a light from afar as he does to them. So you can certainly sense that this would have been the original owners of this tower were worshiping him.
Does tower look like a lighthouse from the outside?
You don't really remember if it did. It seems you don't even remember if you saw anything like that.
I'm just looking at story points. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I think throughout the rest of the room, it's barren. There's nothing else that you're able to find to do other checks for you, but you don't find anything. As Renwick said, that it seems to be pretty just empty.
All right, ladies, to the stairs, or nothing really searchable in this room.
Yeah.
One last question for Renwick.
Built a stat.
I want to ask him where he came from and how long he's been here. When I say where he came from, I don't mean came from below. Specifically, how did you get into the tower? Is there a stairway down?
Yes, I came from below the tower. I swam up to the stairs.
But we went through every room here. Where do these
Yeah, I
stairs?
was gonna say, can you show us? You guys want to see?
Yeah.
I don't want to see. I don't want to go back there.
I nod. What's there?
I'm going up, as I said before. I'm sure your friend can show you the stairs if you need them.
It feels as though
God doesn't
have a plan of escape.
exactly. We might need a
Thanks,
way
Tim.
out. God.
We'll help you defeat this wizard, but have some
Yeah.
patience, man.
Besides, you were sleeping for a bit, so what's
Yeah.
another couple of minutes just to show us
You're the
escape route
friendliest.
before we help you?
Yeah, you'd still be sleeping.
If it means that much to you,
I always like to know where the exit's at.
I wouldn't call it an exit.
So we know that there's stairs going up in the north, right? Is that correct?
There's stairs going
Okay.
up in the north.
But we didn't pass any other stairs, in
No.
any of the other.
No, there's steps.
We only know of.
Yeah, so we.
I say we go up first. If it comes to it, I'll show you the way back down.
I say it's 11 o'clock. This would be a perfect place to park our token on the threshold.
Let's put
do you
everybody
think?
up in the top part of the map here so you can make that decision next time on how you want to proceed. If you're going up or you're going to find the way down.
We would like to have, or at least show us where this down is.
Yeah, we want to know.
Okay. I think he's shown his cards that he will show you since you've pressured him. And so you guys already spotted it on the damn map because my line wasn't right, but it's right here. There is a secret door.
I thought there was something there.
Yeah, you're too sharp. I didn't draw my line good.
I think Molly gets bonus XP for the find of the night.
This is
It's
good.
gonna-
Not a
you know,
Mithra.
She had her real.
Not
Yeah,
a
it was
Mithra
Molly. Yeah.
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 What is that?
She's too
I get a
eagle-eyed.
secret roll just for being
But-
close to it because I'm an elf.
You did, and you failed.
Wow.
You got a 5.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
but he can show you to the stairs, and again, I think here's how we'll line it up. So let's put Nod here by the door. I'm gonna move him up. I'll move Baden up here where he's leaning more towards what Renwick is doing. He wants to go upstairs, and then let's see, move Molly and the torch. Who am I missing? Is everyone up there in the hallway now?
I'm at the
so
top.
Harms-
of the
Okay,
stairs.
yeah. As long as we have everyone there between the way down and the way up, that's where we'll end tonight, and you guys can decide next session what you want to do next.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. That was fun. I had nice
Yeah, that
story.
was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Good
What do you
story.
think, Brandon? You gonna come back?
Oh yeah, definitely. Looking forward to it.
Yay.
I'm
Cool.
glad everyone had me, and thank you for having me here. I enjoyed it.
We must be the friendliest bunch of adventurers, though.
I know.
Well, we've met
Yeah, I-
2 new people, so we're just like, yeah, come along, come and join us. We'll join you.
again,
Mithra volunteered us to help defeat the wizard.
I think you're onto something earlier, Wayne, when you were saying we're getting all these magical items and all of these people are coming together with us. What could be happening? What could be
Doesn't
next?
that make sense? You've
could
all
be
been
next?
DMs. You know how this game goes. You've
So-
all been DMs. You don't. Nothing's free, Jamie. Nothing's free. There's no such thing as a free
No.
lunch in D&D.
I assure you there will be initiative die rolled next session, and you've got yourselves
Yeah,
kind
we
of
didn't
perfect
fight
position.
anything.
So
Two
did
in a
not.
row.
Which
It's been RP the last 2 sessions.
Good. It's good.
It's been. I have fun
And,
with it.
and
Great.
I don't think anybody failed any rolls. We still have 5 astonishing fortunes.
yeah, which adds to your XP, so that's probably good.
Okay.
It'd be good if
Oh, nice.
someone could flip over between
Oh no,
now and
there's
next
one
time.
failed, but we didn't re-roll.
The chest, opening the chest. That's the only
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
There's what, two more chests? Two more? Because you knocked on one, so there's 2 more chests.
Yeah.
1, 3, and 4 were open, so we have, or I'm sorry, 2, 4, and 3 were open, so we have 1 and 5 left.
We can leave it. We need everything. We're going up. Or we can always go back and smash them open after we defeat the wizard.
Yeah, as far as going forward next session, I just want to know how to open. Should
It's cutting out like towards the second half
I heard
of what
like
you're
3
saying.
words.
It said, yeah, I heard the first part and then it cut out.
it's cutting out.
hmm
Actually, you've been doing that all night.
Okay, I was wondering what was going on. I just want to know how to get it.
I think I picked up on through I passed my lip reading proficiency.
Yeah.
I think she's saying she wants to know both ways out, right? Both way out,
Yes.
down, and way out, up. Yeah, it was just cutting out
Yes.
again, but yeah, I
was
agree.
I was on the same thing. I'm like, Okay, if there's more than one way out. This guy leaves us, we go up, or he gets killed. We don't know the other way out. But if Nod knows it, at least, and now we all know it. So that's
It
Yeah.
was great role playing, Brandon. To the way that you played it, I thought it was great. You were very close to the chest with it, and they pressured the hell out of you before you gave in. So I thought that was excellent that you had
I
that you
tried.
decide how you want to reveal yourself to the group, which will be another intrigue.
Interesting thing by itself. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that they don't yet know. I think of him, and the way I would describe him as being someone, as he said, that stays right on the edge of the shadow, and almost like when you step forward to look closer, he just turns at the right moment to just continue to give you that silhouette more than a form. And yeah, I think that's really just the way I would think of him, and how he's gotten around in this dark this dark tower for so long, doing this mundane task. It'd be maddening. It'd be maddening. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. It was fun.
All right then. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
that
see
was
you
great.
very much.
Thank you all.
next
Next
week.
week.
Let's
We'll
hope.
play next week.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Right?
Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah,
Great
thank you.
fun,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Good night.
Take care, everyone. Good night.
Taco.
Later.
Tacos.
Thanks for
Night.
having me.
Back on
Bye.
Thursday.